Hey everybody, welcome back to Kpop Light, where we fangirl responsibly. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Lindsay. We're so excited to be recording again. Rachel and I haven't really talked that much in the last couple of weeks. We were both traveling and busy with things, so we decided that this episode would just be a catch-up episode, a These Days episode, if you will, which these days is our section of the pod where we talk about what we've been loving, listening to, obsessed with currently. So this is going to be a big catch-up yapping episode. I have so many things that I have been waiting to tell Rachel. They're on my notes app.
We have so much to talk about. I also have a giant note on my notes app.
Yay.
Of things to talk with you about. So
totally.
We're going to yap.
I feel like a lot of like news and like new songs and like Coachella happened. So many things in the K-pop world have transpired that I want your opinion on.
Yeah, like personal, like us discovering new people and new music, and then just so much going on, new albums, new announcements. There's so much to discuss. So
I know. Even today, 17 comeback
is that
was
where
announced.
We're starting?
I guess so. I just came to my mind. Happy birthday, baby.
I'm confused by that.
You know, K-pop people love like a play on words. Dominate.
But what does burst mean?
Like they're bursting. It's gonna be explosive or something. What if they like pop out of a cake? I need that concept.
That's what I was like. Is there a double meaning behind this burst today? I'm not understanding the melting, burning birthday cake.
I know K-pop groups always are doing like these weird plays on words, you know,
and they're doing too much with the AI.
Yeah, like just take a picture of a normal cake.
I know. I'm like, can we make something a little bit more realistic? No, but I'm so excited for 17. We got
and it said new
album,
new
tour, and new subunit.
Oh my god!
Which did you see the videos? Like my whole feed right now is hypothesis of like what the unit's gonna be.
Don't people want Mingyu S-Coops?
Mingyu and S-Coops.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they keep putting their name together. I mean, I would love that. It only makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I always say this, or I guess when we talk about 17 subunits we want to see, it always just involves all the rappers.
Yeah.
Like subconsciously. And then I'm like, I want these three together. And then you're like, wait, that's just the rap unit. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. right. Let me add
I know. We're like, wait.
Let me add some other people in.
I feel like when we've done it in the past, we've always tried to add in someone else too to make it a little bit different, but there's always a rap unit person.
And then it's like Hoshi could go in any subunit ever. Like he's a versatile king. So
yeah, I keep seeing these reels that are like comparing Hoshi to Mark from NCT because Mark's in like so many subunits and Hoshi also does so many different units.
Yeah.
Kings.
Multi-talented. Another thing Rachel and I wanted to talk about was our recent cancellation. We officially were canceled. I told Rachel I'm excited about it. I thought it was like really fun. And I think it's a sign of success if people care enough about what you're saying.
I did not enjoy it on the other hand.
No, you were like, I'm scared. I hate this.
I can't stand it when people are mad at me or don't like me. So even though they don't know me, their hurtful comments were very hurtful to me.
Yeah, I don't know, for some reason. I think if it was like my personal account, I would feel like dread and like think about it all day. But with this, I was confident in us and I just like hit them all back with some kindness, sent some voice messages to some girls. So I was happy to handle that.
For Lindsay, because she on one hand was like responding to people, like she was like, I'm gonna kill him with kindness. Like I on the other hand just shut down. I was like, I don't want to open it, I don't want to look at it, I don't want to see the comments. I can't open the app, I can't read anything.
I mean, it is scary. It is kind of crazy. What basically happened was a few episodes ago we talked about how we had been getting 17 ads that we found very bizarre, where they were taking like TikTok videos they did that do not have their own songs in it. They're just random songs. And then some of the ads would replace the audio with other weird songs. And we thought that was a very bizarre marketing strategy. And in our video, we were laughing about it and saying, like, they need to stop. Someone on the 17 team, like, hear us. Obviously, we're very sarcastic, playful. We love 17 to death. And people got a hold of it. I think what happened was one person reshared it to their story, like a fan account, and, like, told everyone to go hate on us. So that everyone came to our account and was like, fact check, you witches, and you're so embarrassing, and, like, just attacking us and saying that we're dumb. So, but what they're saying essentially is we thought these were the 17 marketing team was running these ads. They're saying that Chinese fans pay to run these ads, which is even a larger problem.
Yeah, they make it look like it's from the official account. Which is
totally. Yes, from the official account. And I actually have a bigger issue with that because they're stealing someone's intellectual property and then changing it and putting different songs on it and making it seem like it's theirs. So I think that's actually a larger issue that needs to be discovered. And also, no one should be paying to promote a huge billion-dollar company.
No. For me, like, when we found that out, we were like, okay, maybe we were wrong. Like, it wasn't the official 17 team, like, paying for these ads. But it makes it even worse that, like, the fans are doing it because it makes 17 look like they don't know what they're doing with the weird song and the weird video, and it's just such a weird experience for someone. Like, we're fans of them, so we're like, okay, we still love them, but, like, whatever. But if you had no idea who 17 was and you saw that video, you'd be like, what is going on?
Regardless of who made these ads, we don't think they're good ads that, like, promote the group well. Like, that's just our opinion.
And that's just our opinion. That was the other thing, was like, it's just our opinion. We can not like them. You can't hate us because we have an opinion.
And I think there's something that's, like, the most toxic thing about the K-pop industry is you're not able to have an opinion on anything. And that goes from fans all the way to, you know, Hitman Bang and, like, the leaders of the company. Like, they can't actually express anything or have an opinion on anything. And I think that's why K-pop idols go mentally insane and feel so, like, bogged down and scared and like they can't be their own person because you literally can't ever say anything. Even if we did it, we did it in a funny way. And it still was like, you guys can't be fans. How dare you, people, like, cussing us out, like, saying mean things about us. It's like, what is
all
that
because
the response?
We critiqued an ad.
And
I just want to say, even if we were wrong, you can correct us, but be nice about it. Like, go to the comments, say, like, hey, actually, it's the fans. Just wanted to let you know it's not actually them. It's the fans that are doing it. You don't need to cuss us out.
Yeah, it's all about delivery. You could just be like, oh, totally understand why you were confused. It's actually fans that run these ads, and it does look like it comes from their account.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different ways to say it, and it's not like we're freaking the newscasters being like, today on the news, 17 has been posting weird ads. We were just like, we see these ads and think they're weird. Do you guys also think they're weird? And then people are like, how could you be slandering 17's name?
The level of hostility we were met with was quite shocking.
And exhilarating to me.
To you. It was traumatizing to me.
Yeah. And I loved responding to all the fans.
Did anyone respond to your voice memo?
No, I actually should go look. For a few days, like, she hadn't listened or opened it, so I don't know if she ended up.
That was so genius of you to respond with a voice memo, because I feel like people are so mean online because it seems like people aren't real until you talk to them, like, face to face, or you hear, like, their voice or something. So she probably listened to it and was, like, shamed for being so mean.
Yeah. And, like, oh, I'm a person. And also things get so misconstrued over messaging, like, or text, like, writing a comment versus vocally having a conversation. Like, these people would never say these things to us in real life.
No. Yeah.
So that was fun. But since then, we've kind of redeemed ourselves and had a few viral hits.
Yes, Lindsay is absolutely killing the social media game right now. She has made 3 viral videos that are so good.
I thank you so much for that compliment. I really don't feel like I have done much. I've just made some simple K-pop related memes, and it seems as though there is an audience for that, and they have found our content pleasing, which is a blessing. We absolutely love that. Our follower count is growing, which is amazing, growing our community. So if you're from social media and found us via these videos, welcome. Hello, it's us. And if you don't follow us, you must, because I'm firing off some good vids. We are K-pop Light Pod on social media. So go give us a follow.
And if anyone has any tips on how to go viral on TikTok, let us know, because
we don't know what we're doing. I'm like so millennial where I'm like, I like Instagram. I don't know what to do on TikTok.
Well, all of our videos do well on Instagram and just totally flop on TikTok. So
yeah, and then like a few that haven't done good on Instagram then do good on TikTok. It's not making sense to me.
We're very confused.
Yeah. So if anyone works at TikTok, wants to give us a boost, hit us up, slide into our DMs. We'd love to chat. We'd love to see what you have going on.
The next thing I want to talk about is Coachella.
Coachella, Ella. Okay. Where do you want to start?
I mean, where to start? For me, it's got to be Enhypen. And in general, I'm loving just the Enhypen content these days, because they kind of did some press and stuff in the US while they were there for Coachella. And they went on the Jennifer Hudson show. Absolutely.
They went through the hallway.
They went through the spirit tunnel, and it was incredible.
I love that.
And they performed their new song on the show as well, Loose, which is another thing.
That's the seductive track.
The seductive track
that we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Super seductive.
I love that song so much, and the performance is so good. If you haven't seen it,
I need to watch. I haven't. This is a hot take. You might hate me for saying this. I think the song is good. It's not like an Enhypen song to me.
No, and
I don't like it on them. Yeah.
It sounds like a Jonas Brothers song, and I might be dating myself there, but it sounds like one of the new Jonas Brothers songs. In a good way. I love it. I think it's so good, but to your point, I don't think it's their typical song, which you know, they're showing a new side, doing something different.
Seductive side.
Yeah.
I do feel a bit behind in all of their new content, because I do feel like they've done so much while in the US. Even this week, or the week between the Coachella weekends, I feel like they were out doing interviews and stuff too. I feel like they've been everywhere, but I haven't seen much of it. I've only just seen clips of their actual Coachella performance on social media. And Rachel sent me a clip of it was a compilation of all of the times they cussed on stage in English, and that I wasn't loving. Again, we talked about cussing last episode too, I feel like, which I don't hate cussing. It just did not flow naturally for them. Like they were like forcing it a little bit.
It was forced, and I think I sent you it was a compilation of, I believe Lisa or Jenny was also in it. She was shouting out a cuss word, and
you sent me one and I did not like it.
For me, I just think it's jarring every time a K-pop idol cusses, because they only do that when they come to the US or Latin America, anywhere that's not Asia. And it's jarring because you never hear them cuss otherwise. But then when they come to America, they just go crazy. They're just like throwing out cuss words left and right, which again, I don't have a problem with cussing, but it's a little unnatural, you know?
Yeah, definitely a little unnatural to hear like Jake's sweet Australian accent, just like dropping F-bombs left and right.
Yeah. Oh, their Coachella performance, that was so good though. I want to watch the full thing. I haven't seen like the full thing. I've just seen songs here and there. But I love how, like, I keep seeing these videos that are like, we've lost Enhypen to the locals, meaning like the locals of Coachella who didn't know who they were, but who saw their performance that were going crazy. And I saw this thing that said that Heesung was the #1 most searched person in the world on YouTube one of the days following the performance. Like,
that's incredible.
People were
he was killing
with
it.
him.
He turned into a different person. He transformed into a superstar.
He's always been a superstar.
Sorry, I take it back. I knew that was going to be your rebuttal.
I love Heesung. But the red hair is doing something. I think it's really making him stand out. And he already stood out but I think that's what, like, at Coachella, people were like, who's the guy with the red hair? Oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like this is kind of what we experienced when we first encountered K-pop, where our minds were blown. We thought, this exists. There's people that perform like this. And then obviously became fans. And I feel like a music festival is a perfect opportunity for more people to be shook by the K-pop industry and like what the K-pop groups are able to do. So they probably like just randomly pass by this group and they're like, what? Who are these men? How are they performing this well? What is going on? And then they're like, whoa, that's what K-pop is?
Yeah. And Hypen, we've talked about this before. They are such good performers, have no weak link. Just every single one of them sounds amazing, looks amazing, dances amazing. So I feel very, very good that they were one of the few K-pop acts that performed at Coachella that people got exposed to, because, whew, they killed it.
Shout out to the boys. Jenny and Lisa also both performed, which I find, I mean, it's awesome, but just interesting that two of the Blackpink girls were. I just saw like a few clips on social media of the actual performances, but I loved watching Rose in the audience. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah,
and then
I
her
loved
going
the content
backstage.
of all three of them interacting was really sweet.
Yeah, I wish Jisoo could have made it out. That could have been cute.
I know. I wonder what she was up to.
She's probably up to something. I saw, it maybe was yesterday, Blackpink announced a tour.
Oh my goodness.
And it's in July. Again, what we just talked about. There's a few dates in the US, but it's like a global. It's Europe, it's Asia. But I wouldn't say it's that long. There might have been like 15 different locations, and they might be doing 2 nights each place or some other places.
I'm feeling very overwhelmed with the amount of concerts that are happening.
And it's just crazy. Again, this is the biggest girl K-pop group. We're recording this on April 21st. They're performing in July.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's 2.5 months.
Like 17 also just announced a tour, like we said. So when is that going to be? Is that going to be?
I bet it's this fall. Or it
Okay,
has to be this
fall?
year. Yeah. Or maybe like end of summer, beginning of fall.
Well, Enhypen also just announced a tour. And I want to go. So
Yep. Is that July too? Like around that time?
I don't know. I need to see when it is and then when they're coming to the US, but I'm feeling overwhelmed.
I know. I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Like, could potentially still go to ATs. I told Rachel I was interested in going to the SM tour, which I recently found out that SM, the company, has all of their artists do a few like big concerts around the world, which I think that would be cool. And then if 17 announces their tour, which I feel like they'll be on a similar timeline, because when we went last fall in the end of October, we bought our tickets in August. So that was also like a quick timeline. So everyone's going on tour, which we love to see, but it is overwhelming. And I think that's why our video we posted on our Instagram about buying tickets really struck a chord and kind of went viral, because everyone was like, I feel this pain so deeply. I want to go to all these concerts. All the tickets are so expensive. How are we going to figure all of this out?
Yeah, I think so too. I think that was a perfectly timed reel with all of these concert announcements and everyone trying to get tickets. It's intense.
It really is.
I don't know if I talked about this on our underrated episode when I talked about the Rose, but my mom is a huge fan of the Rose and Woosung specifically. So they just announced a tour and they are coming to Dallas in June, I believe. And yeah, I looked at tickets yesterday because my mom wants to go and they're so expensive.
Oh,
which
really?
I didn't expect because, yeah, the Rose isn't as well known as some of these other groups, but they are quite expensive. So no group is safe.
No, seriously. Those aren't even like resale tickets. Those are just like face value tickets are expensive.
Yeah, face value is pretty expensive.
Man, this economy, man. How are we going to make it out
Not
being a
this
K-pop
economy.
stan? It's not looking good for us.
Another thing before we wrap up our conversation about Coachella. This has nothing to do with K-pop, but I just need to give a shout out to Benson Boone. I loved that man before, but I think he's just popping off right now. He absolutely killed Coachella. He was amazing. He's dropped a couple singles that are so good. And he performed with Brian May, which is absolutely iconic for those who don't know. He's from Queen. They performed at one of the weekends at Coachella together, and it was so cool. And Benson sang a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody.
I do feel like Benson Boone is such a performer. He was made for like a huge festival crowd. He brings the energy.
Yeah.
He's super talented. I like him as well.
He was so good. He is flipping all over the place. He did a flip off of one of the things at Coachella that was like so many feet up in the air. And I was a little nervous for his knees. I just think it's funny to like compare the performances of like a Benson Boone and like K-pop stars that are a similar age. Benson's just like flipping all over the place because he wants to and he can. Whereas I feel like even if a K-pop star could do that, they would not be allowed to because they might get injured or, you know, XYZ. And so I just think it's funny that he's just literally like risking his life left and right.
And he's very confident. I think he used to be a diver. I think that's what I learned on his Wikipedia. He did like collegiate diving. So he like knows how to do flips and stuff. Yeah.
Like high diving. Wow. That checks out. The flip that he did was like probably from 10 feet
that's
in
wild.
the air,
You couldn't pay me
8.
to go on that high platform. You know videos where they show on that high platform? Oh my gosh. You could like literally snap your neck in half if you land wrong.
Yeah, if you don't land right. Oh gosh.
So scary. Speaking of flips, I feel like we missed the generation of K-pop that did flips. Because GOT7 always talks about in their training they had to do like tons of flipping and stuff. Like they were like a flipping group.
And I think I sent you a video one time where somebody was flipping over someone else.
Yeah, like they like trained in martial arts and stuff too.
Yeah, was it Mark who flipped over Jackson?
Yeah,
or
I
something?
think Mark is very good at stuff like that.
Yeah, which they just don't do that anymore.
No,
Which is
I think maybe just the style change, like
interesting.
the different dancing styles and stuff. They like emphasize maybe different ways or different skills now. But I do feel like there was a period when flipping was a thing, but we were not around for that.
I say bring it back.
Yeah, like tossing a
I wanna see
backflip.
that.
There's nothing more hype than when someone does a backflip.
Can you imagine like chick boom with the backflip?
Oh, and Bong Chong can definitely do a backflip.
Yeah, 100%.
He can do a standing back tuck anytime, any day. Just make him pop that back. Oh my gosh. That way, because that just like, I mean, a backflip's super impressive, but it's not like insane. Like a lot of people can do backflips, but no matter who it is or what the scenario, like everyone goes so hype when someone pulls out a backflip. There's something about it. Something about a backflip is so magical.
Or even just like Theate. I'm not sure if he can flip. Does he flip? I'm not sure.
I think so.
But he can like b-boy and like
b-boys.
break dance. Yeah. Why isn't Theate break dancing anymore?
Bring it out.
Give me that.
Yeah.
I want that.
I've definitely seen him do like a kicking kind of martial arts move that's kind of like a flip, but not like a backflip. You know when they like swing their legs and like kick and I'm not really sure on the technical terms of that. Something very agile. Something cool.
Some new music that dropped recently. Ampersand 1 released a new album.
They have,
and TWS released a new album today.
My favorite rookies.
Yeah. Ampersand 1, I gave it a listen. Not my favorite.
Okay.
It was good. It just, to me, there wasn't a single song that stood out that I was like, oh, this is incredible.
Okay.
It was good listening, but not really any standouts for me personally. TWS, which dropped today, I listened to just one time before we met to record, and very good.
Okay.
I am a fan. It's very them. It's very like bubblegummy, like cute, very fast-paced and fun and lighthearted. It sounds exactly like them, but in a good way. And there were a few songs that I enjoyed.
Okay.
So I'm excited for them to do some of the music shows and promotions and stuff. I think I will enjoy that. I haven't dove fully into TWS. I don't know any of their names, but I've liked several of their songs. So
me too.
Excited for more of their content.
Congrats on the comeback, boys. So happy for you. I think we want to have a big discussion about NCT, right? Because I feel like
Yes,
you've been getting more into
absolutely.
them. I've been getting more into them separately, and I have so many thoughts and feels. And before we get into Mark, who is kind of the man of the hour, I would like to say I am completely in love with Jaehoon.
Okay, I haven't done a deep dive into him,
Rachel?
so I don't.
I have the heavens have split open. He might be my ultimate bias.
You had an enlightenment.
I'm literally crying.
Oh my gosh. Your ultimate bias?
No.
What about DK?
No. He's not my ultimate bias, but like, I am obsessed with him.
Wow.
He's so hot, and you, and just like talented as well. I'm not objectifying him. Sorry, but he reminds me a lot of V. And I need you to watch I need you to watch his content because I think you'll pick up what I'm talking about. It's kind of like the aloofness, cuteness, a little bit off, like the cadence of speech,
quirky.
Yes, quirky in the way he says things. Reminds me of V so much, and he has like a lower voice that is similar to V.
Love that.
So he reminds me of V in a lot of ways, and he is so mother loving handsome. I don't know, like, where has he been? I needed him my whole life, and I'm obsessed with him.
Well, we've always liked his music. We have several of his songs on our playlist, I think, and have always enjoyed his his music. But yeah, I haven't really tried to watch anything or any interviews or anything. So
you should start with, I watched him on Youngji's show. What's the show called? You know what I'm talking about? Where she interviews people.
Yeah, her interview singing
so
show.
he went on that, and it was just like so funny because he has like a shy, quiet personality, and she kept like roasting him for how slow he talks. But his personality is just like so cute and really reminds me of V in a lot of ways. And then I watched some of the behind the scenes of him making his music videos for his solo stuff, and like that was really interesting. And I just feel like he's very talented, very gorgeous, and as you said, we do like a lot of his songs. So I'm having kind of a breakthrough with him, and that kind of led to like a whole breakthrough with NCT as a whole. Wait, something else I wanted to bring up while I was talking about Jaehoon being on Youngji's show is that I recently learned that NCT doesn't do variety shows. They they never go on variety shows, which I found so interesting. And I don't remember what video this was, but it was the members talking about like how different they think they would be as a group if they were a group that did variety shows. And I just found that very interesting because that is like usually a good marketing tactic, and a lot of groups like go on variety shows during comebacks.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know if SM just like didn't want them to do that or what, but some of the content I've been watching, you know, when Mark goes on a show by himself, or Jaehoon went by himself when he did his own solo debut, it was them talking about how like this is their first time doing stuff like that because they never did it as a group, which I find very interesting. And they all have great personalities. So
yeah, I wonder if they're, you know, is there just too many of them that they don't want to have like show favorites by sending some people from some group and not another? I don't know. There's got to be some logistical issues with a group that large.
Totally.
Even with the subunits.
Yeah, I just found that interesting because I never thought about that. And when they said that, I thought, oh, I guess I haven't really seen them on.
Yeah, it's like
that.
an easy brand awareness, group awareness thing to do.
So Jaehoon, I've been loving, and I need you to watch some of his stuff and see if you feel the same. And then Mark came out with his solo debut, and it is everything to me. What is your initial reaction? Tell me what you're feeling.
Album is so good.
So good.
I think this might be my favorite K-pop album ever released.
Wow.
I think every song is so good, so catchy. I think Mark is a lyrical genius. He can sing, he can rap, he can dance, he can do literally everything. He has a personality of gold. I am obsessed with him.
I am too. And I really don't have anything I would change about this album. I firstly am so happy that it's 13 songs. It's a full freaking album.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the mini albums. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And then usually when people make their solo debut, it's like 2 songs. And it's like, why go through all of this work to make a concept and stuff? Like, give us a whole package. And he gave it to us. And it is so good. It all makes sense.
It's so good. Every song is good. Every song, it flows. Like, if you listen to the thing top to bottom, every song is unique and different, but it just sounds good together. And you'll have a slower song followed by a fast song, but it still somehow flows. Like, it is just a genius album with not one single bad song. He sounds incredible.
And it's him. Like how we say when people just make these English albums, it doesn't even make sense to who they are or what they believe or their life. This is his album. It chronologically follows his life, and the places that he's lived, and it just like feels so him, and his delivery is so great on it. And as a package,
and the lyrics, he talks about his values and what's important to him and his heart, and like, yeah, I think it's a genius album. I think it's something, to be honest, that the K-pop industry has never seen before. I am obsessed with this album. I do think there will be at least one song on my Spotify Wrapped, if not multiple. I love 1999, which is his single, and his music video for that, the dance, everything was so good.
Yeah. I think I can say that this is my favorite solo debut I've experienced since being a K-pop fan. Just everything about it. Him as a person, the concept behind the album, how good all the songs are. I can't say enough great things.
Yeah, he absolutely killed it. And he talks about this in one of his songs, but I'm going to mess up the lyrics. But basically it's like, who can be a part of, so many different subunits and release the best solo album? Like, only me.
Like,
and
how does he do all of this?
Absolutely right.
I don't know how
is he in so many groups and so many subunits releasing his solo album? It's incredible.
And this gives other K-pop idols no excuses. If Mark is in 5 different groups and then still comes out with a banging 13 song album, you can give me at least 5 songs, okay? Like, Mark is setting that standard. And beyond the album, I have just been becoming a huge Mark fan. He is the sweetest little precious man, so fun, so genuine, so generous, and he is talented as heck. Last episode we were talking about how there needs to be a shakeup in the dance challenge industry. I need him to be in every dance challenge. I need like him and Dino dancing together. I need him and Youngjin dancing together. Like, I need all of that.
I know. I feel like the NCT boys don't ever do any dance challenges with the groups that we usually watch, which are hype groups. I need more
crossover,
cross-company dance challenges. Yeah, I need that.
Speaking of, that's a great segue for me. Rachel, I've been dying to tell you about this. Okay.
Tell me.
NCT and 17 are great friends. Okay? And they actually have a lot of content together. And it's so adorable.
Happy.
Yeah. So Do-young and Haechan, who are both in NCT 127, they have like a mukbang show kind of. And their first episode was with Sungkwan and Junghan. And they talked about how they all became best friends. And then, you know those viral clips of Sungkwan and Mingyu when they were at a restaurant and they were talking about their friendship? That was on a show with Jungwoo from NCT 127 that he's the host of. And he's great friends with them too. They met playing soccer and then always hang out and like call each other up. And you could tell by the vibes that they actually are friends.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so
I know,
happy.
that just unlocked something crazy for me because I did not know that there was crossover there. And that just makes me love NCT 127 more. Like, they pass the vibe check if they're friends with our faves.
Are they the same age, or like how did they become such good friends?
Yeah, so Mark is, I think, the maknae, and he's like 25. So I think most of them are like our age or around 17 age. Which makes sense too because like Jaehyun and whatever are in the military. So I think they're around like 28 as well. So that was just so fun. And then it was exciting to see like all of the content that I have to catch up on that I didn't know about, because I really didn't know NCT 127 existed that long ago. So so exciting to dive in.
I love that so much. This is kind of actually might blow your mind.
Oh, I'm scared.
So, do you remember the song Love Theory that's on our playlist?
Yes.
So it's by a guy named Taeyong featuring Wonstein,
Mm-hmm.
which we talked about Wonstein on our favorite songs episode.
Mm-hmm.
He has a song that was in 2521. Taeyong is in NCT 127.
Yes, I recently found this out too. And
Okay, so you were listening to him.
I know.
way back.
It makes me so happy. It's like everything's clicking together.
Everything is clicking. So you were a fan of his without even knowing it.
Yeah, I recently found that out too. I feel like there's another song on our playlist that also has someone from NCT 127 that I like didn't realize until recently. Oh, you know what else I think it was? I think it was there's a song that we have on the playlist of a girl from Twice, and I like didn't know that it was a girl from Twice.
Oh, Nayeon?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Until I was recently doing some more catching up on Twice and saw that. So isn't that so fun that everything comes back, you know?
Everything comes back.
But I think Taeyong is in the military right now, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a really good dancer. And then Johnny, the American, he brings me a lot of joy too.
Love Johnny. I just watched the Dive Studios interview with Eric Nam and Johnny. And big fan.
He's so chill.
He's so chill. He's so cool.
He seems so sweet. I sent Rachel a video I had watched. It is from NCT 127. Basically, when Mark made his comeback, or sorry, not comeback, his debut, Johnny threw him like a surprise listening party, and it was just him and Do Young. Is that his name? Hold on.
Do Young.
Is that it? Okay. And then they like threw Mark this party and listened to the album with him, and were like hyping him up and giving him so much
sweet.
encouragement and their thoughts on their favorite songs. And that was so adorable. And I like the dynamic that I'm seeing from NCT 127. I haven't really watched that much from other NCT groups, so I can't speak on that, but NCT 127 is my current obsession.
Well, that is a great transition to something I have been listening to these days,
excited.
which is a subunit of NCT called Wavy.
The Chinese.
I'm obsessed.
The Chinese one?
The Chinese subunit, I'm fully obsessed. They are incredible.
I love 10.
And
He's my favorite.
that's who I love.
Yes, we always have the same
He's my
biases.
favorite.
Yes,
We
girl.
always have the same bias. I'm obsessed with 10. He's so good. Oh my gosh. I watched, there was an interview with Eric Nam and 10 and Yang Yang. And oh my gosh, 10 is incredible. He speaks 5 languages.
He's everything.
He's from Thailand and he's friends with Bam Bam.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I watched him on Bam Bam show too. It was really cute.
Okay. Love it. He is so good. I recently added a song to our playlist called Lolo, which is him and Yang Yang.
Okay.
I don't
I'll
know
have
if
to
you
go
listened to it yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, it's so catchy. I'll send you the music video too because it's so fun. I've just been binging Wavy music and music videos. My friend Maddie, who is into K-pop, who is a new friend, she made a playlist for me of all of her favorite K-pop songs from mostly NCT, but a few other groups. And it was basically like, these are the songs you need to listen to that are not like BTS or kind of like the more well-known ones. So I listened to that and I added all of my favorite songs from that playlist to our playlist, which are all the ones that you might have seen me add a bunch. But most of them are from NCT, and oh my gosh, they are so good. And the Wavy ones are so good. And I also decided to kind of commit to fully binging Wavy because we had several people in the comments of our video when we were talking about all of our favorite groups going to the military say, well, you need to become a fan of Wavy because they're all Chinese and they're not going to go to the military. I guess 10's not Chinese, but not going to go to the military. So I was like, okay, I need to explore this group more because I can't deal with the pain of losing another group to the military.
Literally. Yeah, that's smart.
So I did, and they are so good. And something interesting too, because I started to get curious about them being a Chinese group, because I know that China has kind of an unofficial ban on Korean cultural content, so K-pop and K-dramas and some other stuff. It's like kind of unofficially banned there, I guess. So I was curious if Wavy gets to tour in China because no other K-pop group gets to. And so I did some research, and they can promote in China and go on tour, and it's so interesting because they live in Korea, and I think they do most of their like content, like recording and dance practice and everything like in Korea, but then they can go on tour in China and promote in China and everything because I think they're under a Chinese label.
Oh, yeah, and I guess there's no Koreans on the team.
Yeah, and their music is either in Mandarin, English, and they do some music in Korean.
I need to listen to more Wavy. I feel like I've only heard a few songs and I liked them, and then I recently have become obsessed with 10, which I watched a bunch of interviews of him on Dive Studios with Eric and stuff and just loved him. And then I've kind of observed that everyone at NCT is obsessed with him, and also like the fans are obsessed with him. In any video of NCT, it's just like about 10, and now everyone's obsessed with him. So I think he must be like one of the favorites.
Yeah, he's in Super M.
Yes, he is. Yeah, so he's one of the chosen one. Like
one of the chosen ones.
He really is.
Yeah.
He is, that god level of NCT, I guess. But I know Mark has said like he would want to do, if he could pick someone to do a subunit with, like it would be 10, and I feel like everyone thinks he's like so cute and loves him. So yeah, that's so sweet.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that you love him as well. I'm not surprised in the slightest that he is both of our bias in Wavy. So
I'm so happy we like aligned on that. Oh, that was exhilarating. Have you listened to his solo stuff? I haven't yet.
I did a little bit on my drive today. I had a big long road trip this morning, and I was listening to a bunch of stuff. I did check out some of his songs. There wasn't one that I was like obsessed with, but I appreciate him and his parts, and I love Lolo. Give Lolo a listen, everybody. Very catchy song.
Lolo.
I need to dive into more of his solo stuff, though. I'm sure there's some stuff that I could get into. He recently released an album.
I didn't even know.
In March.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to check it out. I feel like he is a really good performer, so I'm sure the music videos are stellar. So I should watch those.
I didn't watch any of the music videos or like music show performances, but I would love to dive into that.
Okay, wait, this is just a short comment I need to tell you because I think you'll find this interesting, and I've had this on my note for so long. I was watching the interview of Daebak's show with Eric Nam and Jake and Jay of Hypen. I was rewatching it. I think I've seen it like a few times over the years, but when I get to know them more, then it's like more interesting to watch. And obviously we watched Island together a couple months ago or a while ago. And so this is the first time I was listening to the interview post watching Island. And I learned an interesting fact. They were talking about Island and their experience, and they were talking about you remember when they first got there and they had to sit in that room and like on these benches, and it was so awkward, and Jake was the only one that looked excited, and he was like wanting to talk to people. He was saying and he was like, I was so happy to be there. I just wanted to talk to everyone, but like no one was matching my energy. And he had said that they had been in isolation for 10 months prior to going there. So he was dying to talk to someone. Oh. So I guess they had all these trainees, but they didn't want them to know each other prior to going on the show. So he was training in Korea for 10 months before filming Island, but he would like have a solo vocal lesson, a solo dance lesson. And so they might like pass each other in the hallways, but they never like got to interact with each other.
Oh.
Which is...
That's traumatic.
So traumatic. Again, we got to stop with these crazy shows for these 17-year-old boys. So I just love that backstory.
That's fascinating.
And that's so
Wow.
traumatic and should never happen again. And it makes sense why Jake, well, I feel like he just has like that puppy dog energy anyway, but he was
Yeah.
like clearly so excited to meet everyone when they arrived.
Wow, that's a very interesting backstory. I just assumed it was because he's such a friendly Australian fellow, but the psychological torture leading up to it definitely adds
He had
into
a lot of pent up energy he needed to release as well.
Yeah.
Another thing from that interview, it literally made me cry. Jake had talked about how the BTS AMA performance of Fake Love was what made him want to be a K-pop idol. And it was so sweet. And then Eric was talking about how it was so big for him and that he cried when that happened too. And that he like texted all the BTS boys and were like, this is literally so monumental to see someone that looks like me to make it to this big of a stage. And like, you guys do it so well and work so hard. And yeah, and it shows like they inspired Jake, who is now a huge star, by like their example and you know, all of the work that they put in to get to that level and to be that successful. And it was like, it was really tender to hear them talk about that. And obviously Eric Nam is like way older than Jake and Jay, so to hear how it's impactful to everyone and like how everyone's so proud of BTS, that was really a cute moment that I
That's so
appreciated.
cool.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for BTS to be back.
Me too. Bring the boys back.
I've missed them.
Me too.
Bring them home.
Bring the boys home. They need to make, you know how there's like those emotional compilations of like kids reuniting with their fathers that have been gone in the military. Just like make edits that are just like silly with fans or something, like running into their arms.
Oh, I'm sure AI can do that.
We got to get on that so we can go viral. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about this because I haven't done enough research, but did you see the new Stray Kids videos and songs where they did like subunits, duets?
I saw a few dance challenges with the units, but I have not listened or done my research.
Well, let's talk about it at a later date. I watched the video. I don't remember what the song is called, but it's the unit of Bangchan and Hyungjin. In the video, I think they're lovers in it.
Oh,
I was confused, so I need you to talk to me about them. And then I got scared and I like didn't watch the rest of them.
Oh. Let's have that be our homework for next episode.
Okay.
We can watch and discuss.
I think it was like all of these duets, like each person had someone, and it was just like so much content. I was overwhelmed, so I didn't get into all of them, but they released a bunch of songs in little units. But the video for that one was not making sense to me.
Really?
I think they were like supposed to be in love or something. I'm not, again, I need to discuss with you at a later date. I mean, and if they're gonna like perform that song on the tour we're going to, I need to know what's going on there. Okay, we've already discussed Dive Studios several times in this ep, but there is another Dive Studios show called Get Real that I have been binging, and it is their show in English that has 4 hosts, and then sometimes they have guests on, and the hosts are BM, the guy from Card, who is from California. Peniel, the guy from BTOB, who we recently found out about on Kingdom Legendary War. He's on there. He's from Chicago. And then Ashley Choi, who I think was in a K-pop girl group that never really got big, and now she's just like YouTuber, internet personality. She lived in New York. And then the other co-host is Junie, who is another one of my new obsessions, and he's Canadian. So that's the show, and I love it because it's in English, so I can do other things while I'm listening or watching, which is great because I don't speak Korean, and so all these things I want to watch, like I have to just be laying in bed looking at it.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been fun to listen to that and just listen to these people who are of both cultures and their experience. And they're a bit more off the cuff and honest, kind of Jackson Wang vibes than typical idols are. So I've just been enjoying that a lot. And they have good guests that are really interesting. Woo-sung has been a guest multiple times. So they have like other idols that speak English or are from the US or Canada come on. And so I've just been really enjoying it. Would recommend that show to anyone. And Junie, one of the hosts, has become such an obsession of mine.
An all-time favorite.
Literally. I watched an episode of his on the Daebak show with Eric Nam, and I think it's like my favorite Daebak show episode ever. He's just
wow. I haven't watched that one yet.
I think if you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think he's the first person in K-pop where I listen to him talk and I'm like, oh, we would be instantly friends. Like I know I would get along with him. Like if we met, if I was from Canada and we went to school together, we would have been friends. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just similar vibes to us, and his story is so interesting. And I wish I would have unlocked this obsession before our underrated K-pop idols episode, because I think he would have made the list. Yeah. But just to do a brief recap of his life so you understand, from Canada, he got interested in music in high school, then went to college for music production. He started making SoundCloud songs in college and randomly got contacted by a A&R or like agent from Korea saying, hey, I'm interested in this song for one of my artists. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. Like whatever. I guess like these people will like gather a bunch of songs and then present it to an artist, and like the artist will choose, you know, which ones they're vibing with. And randomly just got lucky and the person chose his song. So that was his big break. He sold the song to a K-pop idol in Korea. And then with that money moved to Korea and just like grinded it out, writing songs. He eventually got asked to go to an SM like writing camp where they have a bunch of writers and producers come and just make a bunch of songs and see if any of them will work for their groups. And so he's written songs for NCT 127 and other big acts. He's done some of Kai's solo stuff. But I just love the story of like he was in Canada, studied it, grinded it out, was so passionate about like songwriting and just like made it happen. And now releases his own music, which is exciting. He talked about one of the highlights of his life was IU contacted him and said, I love all of the songs you've been writing. Can you write one for me? So he wrote a song for IU, which is so cool.
So cool.
And his music is so good. It is so my style.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
so
it.
talented.
So talented. And I love how he mixes Korean and English, and it just is very natural and like very satisfying to listen to. And just love his personality too, and how he's made a name for himself, because he's not like trained to be an idol. He's, I guess, would be more like alternative. So just making a lane for himself. And also found out he's besties with JB of
Oh my gosh, I love
GOT7.
that.
And I think, do you know if JB has his own label? Because I think Junie might be like working with them actually. Again, I don't want to spread false news and get canceled, but there's some sort of a partnership and alliance going on there.
I love that they're friends. That makes sense to me. That friendship.
It's a cute friendship. But anyway, Junie's been
Junie. Is it Junie or in my head I always said Junny, which is I think is very wrong.
It's Junie. Like when he says his name, it's Junie. Yeah. Which is also such like a cute little name, Junie.
Very cute. I have loved Junie's music for a long time, but I have not discovered anything about the content that he's put out. You need to send me some of your favorite videos.
Yeah, it is just, it's so interesting. This is another example of songs we've had on the playlist that I've really liked, but I've never thought about who is singing it or anything about them. And then when I found out Junie the person existed, I realized we had a bunch of songs of his on the playlist that I love. So it was a mind-blowing revelation. And he recently released a couple songs, and one is called 96, which We are born in 96 as well. And there's also some sort of trend going on. Because Junie has a song called 96.
What? Yeah, lots of songs
Hoshi and
about the birth
Woozy,
year.
96ers. Mark's album, 1999. You know the Koreans love the birth year.
Yeah.
They love it.
Did you add 96 to the playlist?
I thought I did.
Quit gatekeeping, girl.
I thought I did. I also added some songs I found from a new group that I was really into. It came on at the end of the playlist, which, as we've said before, that's when all of those good songs come on.
Mm-hmm.
And oh no. Oh yeah, I added POV, which is the song I like off of Junie's new releases. But I think I think the release was called 96.
Okay.
And then Close Your Eyes was the new group I added, which horrible group name, but good songs.
Terrible name.
Good songs.
Do you know anything about them?
No. I cannot say it this time other than was liking some of their songs. So.
Well, I can't believe we managed to talk this long just about these days.
I can. I feel like we could talk forever about these days. These obsessions.
It was a very monumental couple weeks that we had, that we didn't talk, that we
For sure.
discovered so many new things.
For sure. I was diving into some new to me groups. I found some things that I'm going to be loving for eternity. So,
yeah.
Monumental is a good way to put it.
Well, I'm so glad to have learned about all these things, and thank you for sharing.
Likewise.
I feel like I have a lot of content to binge
I know,
now.
me too. I want to go watch Wavy right now.
Yeah, I'll send you some of my favorite videos, and you need to send me all of the Junie and NCT and whatever else that you were loving.
I will. I know, because I want you to, specifically Jaehoon, I want you to see if you feel the same way about him as I do. Yeah,
the V comparison is intriguing me.
Yeah, it kind of struck me, and I can't unsee it now.
V is my bias.
Yeah. So Jaehoon could also kind of win your heart.
No, Mark is my NCT
okay, true.
127 bias. I am convinced. And then 10 is my Wavy. So
it's a good lineup.
I know there's so many other NCT groups that I need to look into that is overwhelming me.
It's a lot.
Wish, you, and also I don't know how they work together. I need a flow chart.
No, I would love to see the internal workings of that company and how they plan all these comebacks. And they're like, oh wait, Mark needs to be here. This person needs to be here.
Mark needs to be in every single one.
How are you going to space that out? It's insane. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Hopefully you check out some of the things we talked about. If you already love some of the things we talk about, let us know. We would love to know what you've been listening and liking recently. We'll be back next week for another episode. But in the meantime, go find us on social media. Again, we're firing off some memes and things of that sort. We are at Kpop Light Pod on Twitter. Not Twitter. Sorry, we do not have Twitter. On TikTok and Instagram. Also, we do video versions of this podcast on YouTube if you want to see our faces.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay by our side.
And remember, fangirl responsibly.
I wonder if that'll be synced.
I'm going to go with 0% chance.